Yeah, you guys, were in a pretty big hole at halftime. Why'd you guys get down, and what allowed you to change that game coming out at the start of the third quarter?
Yeah, no, we just didn't come out with great energy. Our starter guys got to be, better with that, getting us off to a better start. Me included. Obviously, had I would say a terrible first half. But yeah, just not a lot of energy from us. We got to be better coming out, ready to play, and yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Jason mentioned the schedule during his post-game presser. How much has that kind of weighed on you starting to trip out in Philly, going home for a brief second to play Denver, and then coming out west?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. That's all part of it, though. It's part of being a pro. All these guys have been through it before. Obviously, it's my first time, but it's different. Obviously, traveling all over the place. It's my first time not being, at home for Christmas and being with my whole family, so that's a little different. But, you just got to find ways to play through it. Like I said, we got to come out with better energy and figure out ways to just, be ready to play and come out with better energy. So, yeah, but, I mean, it's tough.
What'd you see from an execution standpoint there down the stretch? You guys are getting down to 5, and then.
Yeah, I mean, we were making runs all game, but the problem was we just weren't getting the stops to, back the runs that we were going to run and then let them go on and not run themselves. So, just getting stops, that's what it came down to. We got a couple of stops, strung a couple of sides together down the stretch, and, we're able to give ourselves a little bit of a chance. But I think we just got to be a lot better. We can't, expect to win, digging ourselves a hole like that and, having 20 turnovers. It's not a winning formula.
Cool. Not only that, too, Duke probably just now, getting conference play. You're 33 games in right now. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little tired for sure. You go through it, trying to figure out what works for me. But, like you said, 33 games, that's pretty much as many games I played the whole season last year. So it's different for sure. It's a lot more mentally tiring and physically as well. But, I'll say the mental part is the biggest change, and, I'm just trying to figure it out day by day.
You seem like you're up for the challenge, though, because, like you said, you are a professional. So
yeah, it comes with it. You have to learn and figure out, your routine and what works for you. So, I'll get better going forward.
Start of the third quarter was playing through you a lot. I mean, I know you guys are going to do that the whole game necessarily, but how much more equipped do you feel, I guess, to be like an initiator compared to earlier in the season?
Yeah, I feel confident, Obviously, I had a really bad, start to the game first half for me, what I felt like. So, just continue to stay aggressive, get myself involved, and, got hot. So, we don't always want to play to the high end, whoever it is. So, just got to, be more assertive and aggressive at the start and can't come on so lackadaisical.
I'm sure you saw Russ a lot growing up. Crazy that he's still defying age like he is.
Yeah, it's incredible. He's a great player still. He's been a great player for a really long time. I've been watching him since I was a little kid. So it's really cool, just to be able to battle someone like him and someone who's had the career that he's had, and he's still able to do it at such a high level.
What did you see out of him tonight that you just were able to take first?
I mean, he just competes at such a high level. No matter what it is, both sides of the ball, just playing at a really high level. So it's great to see.
Just a quick follow-up on his question. How's the mental ground of being a pro? Different thing?
Yeah, it's different. You don't have as much time in between. We didn't get a break for holidays, stuff like that. It's just different. So you got to learn how to deal with it pretty quickly and just figure it out on the go.
I know it's pretty rare for you to have a half like that, but for you at halftime, I guess what are you looking at? Are you looking at how they were defending you? Are you looking at, is it as simple as somebody just has to say something to you to kind of get you going?
I mean, it's just a combination of things, but just resetting, coming back in here and knowing I just got to be a lot better and reflecting, obviously, like you said, just thinking about the ways they were guarding certain actions and what I can do to just be better. And sometimes all it takes is, like you said, somebody saying something or just kind of having like a mental reset and then just going back out there. So just getting in the right frame of mind and then going back out and then continue to compete.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.